on.
Where Bob's?
When Bob's?
What the hex is going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Welcome to the Biz with Briss.
What the heck?
What the hex?
What the hex? Welcome to the Biz with Briz edition of What the Hex.
What?
Wow.
This is a mashup, a crossover, so to speak.
Howdy, fellas. How's everyone going?
Man, we're doing great. Thanks so much for coming on. This
Yeah.
has been a long time in the making here, sir.
And what's with your cute little caterpillar friend that died on your upper lip? What's this?
I got beat up and they rubbed my face in the dirt.
Oh, nice. Looks very manly of you to have dirty face. I like that. Okay. Welcome. Welcome.
I'm trying to look like a 1980s cop.
You're coming off 1970s porno star.
Yes, the Tom Selleck vibes.
That's
Are you
actually
driving the
good.
Ferrari too?
Yeah. Nice.
Actually, I
Actually,
might be because they're now accepting crypto.
very good.
What
Salute.
color Ferrari are we all getting, guys?
Yellow,
Purple.
black and
I
yellow,
don't
black.
know, classic red.
Paisley.
Let me say hi to the chat real quick. We got Mrs. Avalon first. Wow. Crypto Bigfoot in the house. Briz in the house. Exactly. DJ and Dougie, friend of the show. Sandy Beach tuning in. DJ and Hexican is here. Brisology is also in the chat. Yeah, dude, stay tuned for the stash. We got a Wookiee in the house. Where's my Wookiee? Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
Very nice.
Believe in yourself is here. Greetings. Yeah, that's it. So that's the new time slot. Hexma Tax checking in almost
Nice.
weekend. Yes, Thursday. Happy
It's
Thursday.
it's
everybody.
exclusive. It's
Yeah,
exclusive.
it's
Yes.
our new time slot. We're at 9 p.m. Central European now, which works much better for me. Like I don't have to stream from work, and I can be in the comfort of my home. And Papa B is not in the middle of the night. Briz, what time
Yes.
is it where you are?
Where-
Noon.
Noon. You're on the
Lunch-
West Coast,
Yes, sir.
the United States of America.
Avocado time.
I love it.
I that was live long and prosper.
I address Chad. Chad, there's a lot of straight girls in gay nightclubs, all right? I'm just saying.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
definitely in San Diego. How far away are you from that? Like
About an
Energy.
hour and a half.
an hour to drive.
I was
in?
gonna say an hour and a half exactly.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yes.
So what is like 3 hours from Diego to Disneyland, I think. So you're right in the
No, it's not 3 hours
No.
from
Is it not?
Diego to
It's an
Disneyland.
hour and a
It's-
half.
It's 2 hours.
Disneyland.
2 hours to Anaheim.
An hour and a half to 2 hours. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right, so we-
I can actually see the Disneyland fireworks from my bedroom.
From your bedroom.
I knew I liked you for a reason, Briz, because I could see the Disneyland fires in Tokyo from my bedroom. So
Nice.
we're brothers, man. We're looking
When
at the
I
same
when I look at those
stars.
fireworks, I know you're looking at your fireworks, and we're
Yeah,
like,
and it's true. It's
we're
true
right
love.
there
Yes,
with each other.
Exactly.
Mm.
It's like the moon, but to the fireworks, a Disney. I get it.
Well, we have a different kind of fireworks in Berlin going on at the moment, but let's not go there.
Oh no! Are you getting protests and
Oh
stuff?
my god, the world is going crazy
The
right
world's going crazy.
It's
The world's going
unbelievable.
crazy.
We better focus on crypto. But that's the good news, right? We have a little There's a little pump,
Zazzles is
little
what-
pump pitch going on in the.
Is this the
at the heart
representation? Because
ecosystem.
I don't see it. Come on, bring it up. Let me see
Gotta
some
pump
graphs.
it up.
Look here.
You
That's
gotta
the
pump
charts.
it up.
That's yeah. Pump it up. Oh
Wow! Oh my God, it's happening! It's happening!
It's a little reversal. It's a bit more
We
drastic.
are
if
so
you
back,
take
boys.
Like this.
We are so
We are
back.
so back. That's the eHEX pump, which is
Oh.
Brisology's favorite coin, but our
Ah.
favorite coin.
Our
is we're
favorite
some-
coin is
We're some
Classic.
dinosaur hexagons here on this
Hex
show.
Classic.
Hex Classic.
Wow.
Wow! Look at that!
Look
You
at
know,
this.
I've always told people keep buying eHEX because I knew it was gonna do.
You're flipping the script, huh?
What?
You're
No,
switching
no.
teams.
No, I've always, I always told you guys, eHEX.
Please tell us you didn't sell all your eHEX, Briz.
No,
No.
I have a lot more eHEX than anything, to tell you the truth.
Nice.
See here?
Well, look at that beautiful bull flag.
what I'm doing here?
Amazing.
This is what we call in the business an ascending
ascending
triangle.
Triangle with a bull pennant.
It looks like a flag.
And
It is a flag.
triangles tend to break to the upside.
Woo!
If they
33.3% more likely than not.
if they are on the daily chart, which is not the case because that's the 4-hour chart. So on the daily,
Drat.
this isn't anything. But still, maybe we do another leg up. Would be nice.
Sure.
That would be nice.
We're overdue.
So, Briz, tell us about yourself, man. You've been, of course, day one Hexican, but you've
Let
been
me.
streaming.
I get some questions.
I like long
Briz,
walks on the beach.
Yeah,
okay, so rather than start off with a clean slate, can I ask Briz some pointed questions about the early days when I used to see him on the effing Hangout back in the day?
About to
This
go
is
there.
this is pre-mustachio, Briz. I remember when you had a wandering cat around the scene. Is the cat still well? Is your pussy still with you?
Yeah, he's still around. So he's a little more annoyed nowadays because now I got a dog also in the house.
Your dog also. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I took care of my mom's dog, so I got a little Chihuahua running around here.
Yes.
That annoys the hell out of the cat.
Sure. An only child will not accept an adopted brother so easily, they say, especially if they're not in the same species.
Yeah. And then
Well,
when I
okay.
pet the cat, the Chihuahua gets insanely jealous. And the Chihuahua's just like, oh, I need to be petted.
See, the trick is to train the Chihuahua to pet the cat.
Mm.
And then
That's smart.
no problem. Then you just got to scratch one hind end, right? And then his leg will start going, and then the cat gets pet, and then it keeps going. And maybe the cat will find a mouse to pet, and then you have the Brementown musicians in your living room. It's going to be fun.
So normally the effing hangout is around 7 p.m. And that's like when I actually feed the cat. And that's why you always saw the cat come on stream because he's like jumping on my
He's
desk.
hungry.
Yeah, he's like, hey man.
Hey,
you
man.
need to get-" he's like, hey man, you need to get your act together. You
Yes.
thumb having bitch. You need to feed me.
Yep. Okay, so speaking of feeding, I think my first exposure to Briz was through the effing Hangout.
Yeah.
I think that you were there the first time I ever streamed live on any discourse, anything, which was probably my first stream on YouTube, which was my first stream ever. And it was a lot of fun. And I said, I like the cut of this guy's jib. And shortly after that, things kind of took a very serious turn in your time line, and you had a bit of an issue behind your eye, I remember, and that turned into a very serious problem. But at that point, the community, I felt this kind of groundswell of love and support for the first time. I think it was the first time we saw that in our community of how legitimately good people can be and supportive of fellow Hexicans. Did you feel that that was a big turning point for you too, and you felt like people were really concerned for Brisology?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone was so caring. Everyone, a lot of people sent a lot of private messages. That was really awesome. In case anyone doesn't know about it, I got a brain tumor back in 2021, and they went in through the nose and they scooped it out, and now I vote for Biden. And so
Pete, now I asked you then, I told you then you're supposed to tell them that you thank you, R2. You wanted to hold on to it, and so you can keep it on the shelf, and you blame it for all the problems in the universe. You can just shape your finger at it or point to it and say, "This is the excuse. I had a. It's not a tumor, but it's a tumor." Okay, so there.
But yeah, all right. And then it's so funny is like right after that happened, I don't know. I guess it must have been maybe something I YouTubed, and I see the Arnold Schwarzenegger clip from Kindergarten Cop. So I got a headache. So maybe it's a tumor. It's not a tumor.
Very good. Peter
But with that said, I just want to let everyone know it was benign. They scooped it out. Everything's been great ever since. I mean,
and speaking of B9, we're sponsored by B9.xyz. Thank you. Continue, Briz. Go ahead.
But
I was just baiting you to say that word. Go ahead.
This whole system of yours could be on fire, and I couldn't even turn on a kitchen tap without filling out a 27B/6.
There you go. Got that out of the way.
What's my cue, right?
You see the end
XYZ.
Yeah, the end of that clip, believe it or not, that was the video of them going in and occluding the whole mass in Brisology and extracting it. So fun fact. And even Brisology didn't know. So Briz, your name, are you truly are you interested in the science of circumcision, or how did you derive your name?
I've heard that before. Is that the study of circumcision? Brisology, no, Briz is part of my real life name.
Oh, right on.
And so and I just added ology to the end of it.
And you didn't know that it had to do with Brit Milah and circumcision for Judaism. You had no idea.
I'm not Jewish, so I never really thought about that. But then, like, a lot of Jewish people
a lot of Jewish people say, "Hey, buddy, are you a moil?" The specific rabbi that does the circumcision is called a moil. So I used to call you, "Hey, it's my moilish friend," but you never heard me saying about you. So now you hear it way too late. That explains a lot. So it's part of your real name. Good. Which is, I'm going to guess your real name now. I'm going to dox you right now. Your real name is Brisandon McMuffin.
How'd you know?
All right, because it's the only one I can think of.
Yes. Who told you?
McMufflin.
That's Scottish.
McMufflin.
What is your ancestors actually? Because everybody in America seems to have like these European forefathers. Like, what is your family lane? Is it Irish or is it
French? It's ethnically French.
Oh, yeah. Le Brise.
Brisology.
Brisology. Like that means nice. To break.
To break.
And so basically my name means like to break. And I looked up the etymology, and I just kind of figured it meant probably one of two things. Either my ancestor was like a powerful warrior, and he was just like the breaker, right? He just broke stuff. Or he was the town idiot, and he was very clumsy, and he kept breaking everything.
Yes.
So
and maybe it was both. Maybe he was just a warrior idiot.
Yeah,
But the one
I
broken
was also
thing,
thinking maybe he was like a knight and he was like in a china shop and he just turned and his sword was knocking everything over. He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
like a pirate.
I'm sorry, I've broken all of your things in the shop.
Le fromage.
I cannot pay, but I'm sorry.
You know, and the other thing too is like how I also kind of really know that it's a very French name is that when I first got on Facebook, I thought it'd be very funny to go friend everybody with my exact name.
Mm.
And they were all up in like French Canada.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Where they should stay.
But the one broken
where they
thing I
belong.
remember about you is you were driving around with a car that had no hood on the engine. Is that
That's
is that
true. That's
is that
true.
fixed now after the recent all-time highs, or where are we with the
I don't
car?
like to tell people it's fixed. I want people to still think I'm a redneck, you know?
Wrecked
Stealth
car.
well. Yeah.
It has been fixed.
Okay. So that was a Corvette, or what was that car?
It's a Lexus IS
Mm.
300, but it had a Chevy V8, a 6-liter
Put in
V8,
there.
and a 6-speed transmission from a T56.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a pretty badass little car.
Speaking
Yeah,
of badass, are you wearing a headband?
I'm wearing a hat.
Oh, it's a hat turned backwards. I understand. It looks really funny on
Brian
camera.
Magruder.
Yeah. All right, now I get it. Oh, yeah. You've got a big noggin to have all those snaps extended so much. You must have very large melon.
3 dots, baby.
Damn, man. No, I got a big flap hanging off of mine. I'm a micro penis and micro head, both.
no, but you've been through the FN Hangout streaming on Discord Syndicate way longer than we have, right? Because you were there before us with the captain and all that.
Yeah, I was there, fairly early. I was in the comment box, in the first couple episodes.
Commoners.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I remember when it first happened, I was like, dude, this is brilliant. I really like this format of just having a bunch of people get on screen and just talk with each other.
Yeah.
Because that really wasn't too much of a thing before that time period.
Correct.
I had only seen like really one other show do that panel format with like 10 people at a time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is kind of brilliant. This is going to be like a place that's going to be able to get people to come and see other community members and know that you're not the only one invested in this thing. Because you're invested in things like Bitcoin, but like you're looking around, you're like, other than I guess anonymous people on Telegram, like who you really talking to,
yeah,
like,
or in like
someone
forums.
really there.
Yeah.
Hey, about that, when was I remember, and DJ, you remember too. Remember when we were a proto community and we are just on Telegram, right? Just trolling each other, just laughing, having a great time. Did you ever think that you were just one of maybe 100 people, and when the shock hit you that you were one of 2,500 of a proto community when the AA opened up, didn't that hit you for a real a shocker? What was the point where you actually legitimately felt that you were part of a community and not just a couple of nerds that are just tuning into Richard Hart, that you were really part of a movement?
There was a point where I was like, I kind of realized, I don't know, I think it was just like I forget what it was that I saw, but I'm like, oh man, I'm kind of a big fish in a small pond. I'm like, I got in early enough.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal. And I'm not a big fish. I'm just saying our pond is pretty small.
Yeah.
But that's great because it just means that we have so much expansion to grow. And dude, I'm telling you, If we can onboard 1 million people, like I know we don't have 1 million people in Hex and Pulsechain, but if we can get just 1 million onboards, bro, I'm telling you, everyone today is going to be, everyone that's in today is
Yeah.
going to be really well off.
Yeah.
And it's just going to explode. And I don't know. I have a hard time just imagining 1 million people inside our ecosystem, just because I just think the numbers will make it explode. The other thing is too is like I look at our views, like how many people do we have watching right now?
We have 40 people watching and 1 person on Twitch. Shout out to Zegon.
Shout out to Zigon.
The format of champions.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got like 37 to 40 people watching right now.
Yeah. Live right
I
now.
go-
Usually we get 400 to 500 on the reruns. Yeah, but
I go into like the most random of channels. Like this channel is just like, hey, look at this lightsaber, it extends, and like 450,000 views. I'm like, bro, most of our channels get like 1, 2, maybe like 4,000 views tops. And I'm like, and I'm looking at these other channels that get like 250,000 views in a couple days. And I'm like, man, where are all those people for crypto? Like,
yeah.
crypto can just help so many people. And it just seems like the vast majority of people are just, they don't care.
They don't care and they're
get
not aware, right?
and they're just not interested or something.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out in 12 years.
And and that's fine. That's fine.
Well, train is leaving the station right now.
But I'm telling you,
there's always meat on the bone.
there's always meat on
Here,
the bone.
it's leaving. You see?
There's always
Look at
meat.
it flagging out.
Bye. What does it take though, Brisology, to get there? What do you think? The 1 million people. What are we doing? Like we tried the postcards thing, which I think was a great initiative to target, certain high level income neighborhoods.
I think we have already seen your T-shirt campaign as well, Briz. That was very thoughtful to print out free mustache rides by Hex, but that didn't grab too many people either. I hear.
We have a lot of meme coin artists like yourself.
Yes.
I mean, look at this.
You know what I really think?
talent.
We just need to just word of mouth, and everybody just needs to go on board 10 new people, and those people need to go on board 10 new people.
Did you say 10? Did you say 10 nude people? Because if so, I'm in.
I'm getting pyramid scheme vibes right now.
And they tell 2 friends, and so
tell
on, and
another
so
2
on, and
friends.
so on.
Right. But that's how you get people in. And once we get those green candles, everyone that got in, they're gonna be happy. But until then, we just need more onboards, in my opinion.
So this is the second cycle, well, the second big push that you'll be spending so much effort to tell the good word to as many people as you can. Are you up for it? Do you think that when will this ever end, that there'll be like the next generation that will take on? Because every time that there's a bear market, you see the wheat separated from the chaff, and you got to start all over again. This is our second go around in this community, right? We spent a lot of time getting excited the first time. We built it up. We manifested that all-time high, and now we're looking around, seeing who's committed still, and we're getting ready for the next push. Do you think that will ever be kind of on autopilot and just exponentially work with virality?
So this is I've gone through 3 full cycles so far, and the way that I see it was that basically the first 2 cycles I tried to get people into it. I didn't even know that they were even cycles. Because I got in 2013, and that
Yeah,
was
I
the
know
very
that now
first
too.
cycle, and that one
Mhm.
pumped up, and that's the one that got me because I got in right before it pumped, and then I got hooked. I'm like, oh my god, this is how it works, okay. And so I learned about it, and I got in, and then it went down, and then in 2017 it did the second cycle for me, and everyone was like, that's what really I think woke people up to crypto. And then in this third cycle in 2021, that was like, and before then, I was telling people, and like, I got some people in the crypto, but most people were like, I don't know. But
Mm.
this third cycle, dude, it was the easiest time onboarding anybody. People started coming to me because they
Yep.
they knew I'd been talking about it for
Yeah.
several years, and
Yeah.
they're just seeing Bitcoin go up to $70,000, and they're like, "How do I get into crypto? And which crypto do I get into?" And so, obviously, I got them into Hex. I got a lot of people into Hex, like under 3 cents, and then it went up to 56 cents, and now we are where we are.
Yeah.
But so my opinion, in the next coming bull market, I think it's going to be pretty easy. I think so many people are going to know about crypto, and in the next cycle, in the next 2 years, the numbers are just going to start pumping up, and everyone's going to be running to us and be like, where do I put my money? All right. And
Yeah.
that's going to be pretty fun because everyone's going to have 20 new cryptos.
Yeah. I mean, we're
Especially with
definitely
Pulsechain.
growing. You see these pictures being circulated at the moment. Let me just try to enhance a little bit. So that's Pulsechain. You got all the projects, the content. There's B9 up there, the Pulse Tube. Shout out to the Pulse Tube.
Shout out.
You get statistics, websites, meme coins, content creators. So we're already, given that, as you rightly said, we're still pretty small, looking at crypto overall, we got a lot of stuff already happening here in the art.
Can I address one question in the chat
Is there
from
a question?
Bernard
Yes.
Macarius? He says he was buying crypto off of eBay. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I was actually buying it off of Craigslist.
Ooh.
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Yes. So my really quick story was when I first saw Bitcoin, I was like, all right, I'm gonna put $5 in this thing. So I signed
Oh.
up on Coinbase and I put $5 whole on it. I was like, all right, let me start with that and we'll see how it goes. And then and Bitcoin at the time was at like $200, and then it started going like 205, 210, 215, 220. I'm like, what? Oh, this is how it works. Okay, let me buy some more. So I tried to buy more Bitcoin, but they're like, whoa, slow your roll. Let the first purchase go through, then you can buy more. I'm like, but it's gonna take a week. All the Bitcoin's gonna be gone by then. And so I'm like, so I got on Craigslist and I typed in Bitcoin and I found a guy selling Bitcoin on Craigslist. And so I went over to his actual house, right?
Oh, wow.
And I brought $300 cash, and I got like 1.3 Bitcoin for $300, and that was my that's how I got my first substantial amount of Bitcoin, was through Craigslist.
That's crazy.
Is Craigslist still around? Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
In Hawaii it is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then in like 2014, 2015, I started selling Bitcoin on Craigslist, meeting people up at like Starbucks parking lots, things like that. So, but I stopped that a long time ago.
Yeah.
But
no, but that's an interesting picture here. You see all the YouTube channels that we have affiliated with the community that are aggregated on the Pulse Tube.
Wait a minute. None of this noise. Point out where we are, DJ Cryptomatic. I'm such a narcissist. I need to see our logos. Come on.
So I'm right here in the middle. You see?
And I'm gonna. And am I hanging on to the very end?
You're
Or
not
am I
here.
fall?
You're
Am
not
I
here.
falling off? I'm not.
You're
here.
not here at all, but
Thank
you
you.
are part
Thank
of
you.
I dare you
very
to
much.
find me. I'm not on there.
No,
You're
that's
not on
only
there
the-
either.
No, that's only the people who have their own channel. So
Oh,
we
their
are
own channel.
we are
Oh,
there
wow.
under the Discourse Syndicate brand.
It's
which-
content
Okay.
creators.
Which-
I
All right.
create memes. Memes
Yeah.
are
I'm looking to
content.
find-
Hey, Briz. High five to the not on the listers.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. You see? There.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's a blanket one. Yeah. Okay.
And then, but on this one, you are here with the B9XYZ.
Am I? Am we?
Here. You see?
All
on
right.
the- here,
Nice.
here. Right next to the Pulse Tube.
Woohoo! Who made this thing? I'm gonna go buy them a drink.
Crypto B. Shout out to Crypto B. He
Crypto
made,
B.
made these graphics, so that's pretty cool.
Grazie.
Yeah, but you're streaming. You're also one of the voices. And are you official Quant Gang member, or are you just part time? Okay.
Maddie just started inviting me, and I just started going on, and he just kept inviting me back.
Yeah.
But to tell you the truth, I recently stopped streaming because long story short, my mom got really sick,
Oh,
so I've been just trying to take care of her a little bit,
yeah.
and so I stopped streaming while I'm doing that.
Well, I stopped streaming as well, but that's only because of old age.
There you go, Finbear. Briz is freelancing. Exactly.
Yeah.
But we're happy
Hey.
to have you on
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Oh, and now
Sorry,
I'm dripping now, by the way.
there was a hawk.
Trickle.
it was an eagle. It's an American
eagle.
eagle.
How you doing, American Eagle?
Yeah,
Is it
we
the
don't have
bald eagle, you mean?
American
That's
eagles in
right.
Europe.
Please, when it comes to baldness, I demand that you use the right nomenclature. It is a bald eagle.
Thank you, Bernard. Thank you.
So since you are more like a fan of the Pulse Hex, right? You'd be pleased to hear that we now pass 46,000 validators on
Wow,
Pulsechain
awesome.
as of this week. It's absolutely amazing.
I did it myself.
So you kept adding more and more.
Kept adding
The
40, 43, 44,000, 45,000, and I made it to 46,000 myself. I did.
Thank you for your service.
You're
and the APR is still 15%. So it's
not bad, not too shabby.
good. It's not too shabby, exactly. So yeah. And it's
That's
fully
awesome.
decentralized. Richard Hart, he got the network started in the first couple of weeks with his own validators running on the Amazon thing, and then he took them down and burned all the coins along with it. So now it's really, you can say that we're fully decentralized network with all
great.
that stuff going on. So the future is bright.
We are the most decentralized network on the planet.
Yes.
Also, the most transactions that are not fibbed about by Binance.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that statement's true or not, but I'm gonna keep saying it.
Well, no, because remember they created that fictitious token and then started like auto sending it and receiving it to their own servers to beef up the transactions. When they saw that we were gaining on them in second place, they're like, "Hey, let's cheat the system," and then deployed that. It is true. I mean, it's on chain. You can see it. It's not like it's they've thinly veiled
I
it.
think I saw like yesterday someone posted a screenshot of like Tron Network, and they're like, we got 1.2 million users in the last 24 hours and like
Yeah.
5 million transactions in the last 24 hours. Like,
Sure.
my shitcoin.
yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, trust him.
Yeah.
Trust him. Yeah.
Trust him. So what besides streaming, what would you say are your what are you adding to the community? Because I always smile when I see your
know,
art on the
I do a lot
Twitter.
of these like
Yeah,
I like
you
to do
do
a
these
lot of
graphics.
AI artwork. You know, I
I mean,
kind
look
of
at this here. This is fantastic stuff. Like, how do you
you know,
do that? Is
those
that
are like
generated
stained-
or?
those are AI artworks, you know, so I'm
Mm.
using AI generators. You know, I find a prompt that I kind of like, and then I just try and like put different like cats and dogs and animals to the, you know, I make portraits. I always figured, you know, people really like their dogs and their cats and like raccoons and
Yeah.
aliens and stuff.
I don't like raccoons.
Yeah, you do. And
I'm from
so-
Southern California. We get them in the backyard. They're not. They're not fun.
I
They're
like
not.
that Superman. Can we go back on the Superman?
Superman with the smoke bag guys, not crypto crack.
Yay!
That is a
It's
pipe.
PSA. That's a,
Yeah, that's really cool. I wish I had, laser vision to be able to ignite my bowl. Yeah.
No, but here, what happened here with the what's
well,
this?
you know, that was
That Freddy
another.
quotes riding on a
That was a series that I wanted to start. Was like spacemen riding different dogs on the moon.
Because the
And,
gravity, they can do that without breaking the dog's
I
back.
can see
Yeah,
that.
and the dogs don't need helmets or nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't. They're dogs. They're animals.
Yeah, yeah.
They
So
can breathe. It's okay.
I wanted to do this with a whole different bunch of different breeds.
Shout out to Nardo. It's another OG tuning in on the Twitch
Thank
side.
you. Respect
Yay!
the raccoons.
Exactly. Yeah, and then what's that? Then here's all the cats. I really like those with the mosaic background.
Would you call that a stained cat window?
Yeah. and also, hey, if anyone wants a custom version of one of these, hit me up and give me a picture. Like that one right there was custom. Someone's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, can you do this dog?" And they sent me a picture of it, and I had to like figure out what kind of dog that was.
A
Like that-
Doberman Pinscher.
Nope. That's a really weird one. It's an English. What's it? Terrier.
Mhm.
English what terrier?
Something. It's some kind of English terrier.
Here's a fish.
That's a trout.
That's my pet trout. Thank you for doing the custom for me. Yes.
It's not
that
a
was
fish,
pretty-
it's a trout.
Yeah.
You German. Okay. Oh, here's a German Shepherd.
There you go.
See, leave it to the German to pick out the
Yeah.
German Shepherd.
Look, there's Sandy Beach's Dotson.
I think I see a Cocker Spaniel because obviously you pick out the German Shepherd. I look for the Cocker.
I see a camel. It's like the
There,
cigarette.
below.
Oh,
There it
yeah,
is.
this here?
Left, down left.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. That's
Awesome. That's zoology with Brisology today.
zoology
Nice.
with Brisology.
Love that.
Beautiful. It's nice to see that cats and dogs can live together nicely on screen.
Yeah, you know, I figure people like their pets, and these are aesthetically pleasing to look at. And then I just add the little pulsechain.com to the bottom of each one.
Nice.
And you know, it's just kind of like a little advertisement on Twitter.
I think a great
On a
scam would be that you also offer to upload their dog's intellect onto the blockchain for them for $50,000, so they can be forever dogs. Yeah.
Forever dogs. You know, soon we'll be able to upload their consciousness and have your dog bark at you in AI.
You believe in that?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Oh, look, honey, it knows its name. No, it's gonna be like that.
Woof, woof.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're just like them.
Oh my
Shout out
God.
to Hex Hoddle in the chat. He just became a new Discord Syndicate member. You can sign up for a membership here. Then you get to use all the Hex and Pulsechain emotes in the chat. There you go.
Chris A, I do have rabbits. Not in the mosaic style, but I'll have to I'll post one on my Twitter soon.
Yes. Question for
Right.
Papa B. B9.xyz won't steal my seed, will it?
It will definitely steal your seed. It's built to steal. That's the reason that we put it up. No, it will not steal your seed because there's only one real Web3 connection in it, and it's been done away with. Coming up, there will be a free claim. This is for all the viewers of this broadcast getting a kind of a one-up on everyone else, people that are tuning in. We will be having a free claim shortly for a certain sect of the community. Perhaps you're one of them. Perhaps you hold B9. Perhaps you're interested in B9. Either way, we stand to benign deliver the tokens to the greater masses through a free claim. That free claim function is reviewed, and it is public, so you can see whether or not. And trust me, the founders and the people that contribute to the website in terms of useful knowledge for you probably wouldn't want to give their reputation away for a mere, was it $2,000 of liquidity right now or something stupid like that. So we're in it for the long haul and to help you out, not to scam you. So don't trust anyone, verify. That's what we stand for. So check out the contract when it gets released.
Also, there was this story from JAXA. This happened already about a week ago, but I still wanted to mention it with the huge, big Pulsechain account that got scammed, and it happened again and again on Telegram through DMs, and somebody say, hey, I can help you with your problem. You just need to connect to this link right here. Guys, don't do it. Don't do it. And this person even had a hardware wallet.
Yeah, remember when you build a castle and you have a security posture that is substantial, lowering the drawbridge and opening up the portcullis and going and falling asleep behind the castle walls, that's an invitation to get murdered in your sleep. So please don't interact with any of this bullshit garbage. JAXA is actually a contributor to the B9 backend. I asked him permission to publish this in a more in-depth format, and he's working on it right now to get clearance from the person that was rinsed to be able to document it. It's a simple old it's an old story, Briz. So you get a hung transaction and you get a little bit nervous. So you reach out to one of the many Telegram chats that you frequent, and maybe you haven't been in there in a while, and somebody peels you away to give you one-on-one advice. And that one-on-one advice leads you to a bad front end that asks you to interact or approve a transaction or type in your seeds or whatever for verification, and then you've been socially engineered. So that's what happened to this poor bastard as well. I see. And he even thought that the hardware wallet was, certainly the hardware wallet will afford me a better sense of security while I'm interacting with this dubious person that I'm trusting to be one of the admins from this chat. But no, just opened it all up. A hardware wallet does nothing if you grant people, permissions to interact with your wallet, and that's exactly what happened.
I see. What I think is very exciting, but I also think is also going to be the downfall of a lot of people, is that Richard recently posted about having the
front end
file, an executable file where you can use it as a front end. So you don't actually have to have a website. You just download the file. It could be, distributed widely without worrying about censorship. I just feel like there's going to be bad actors out there creating ones with malware and keyloggers,
fake versions of that steals your crypto.
Oh, sure.
I'm very concerned about that too.
That's actually probably the biggest concern. I'm like, oh man, how do you know which website to get it from if an official website goes down?
But he's predicting some kind of complication where the websites that we use always when we verify are suddenly taken off the scene, right?
Seized by the U.S. government, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, look, any ISP can take any content they want and filter it. Any hosting company can suddenly go offline and say we're getting subpoenaed for whatever, and we can't do this. We got a hot tip that there may be child pornography on this thing, so we have to instantly shut everything down, and that could happen anytime.
Terrorism funding.
Sure. That's the big thing right now, right? Would be we found this to be linked with the accounts for Hamas or whatever, right? So
No, I only bought a sandwich for a Canadian trucker. I'm not
Yeah.
a terrorist.
yeah,
Yes,
sure.
you are. Yes, you are.
Well, at very least, you become a person of interest to the three-letter
Alright.
organizations, and then they have carte blanche to be able to siphon all of your, go into the taps and decrypt all of your communication and find out exactly what videos you're watching. And if you also, by chance, happen to be a gardener and talk about, things that you're doing with your lawn that are also combustible and can be made into bombs and weapons, then you are increasingly under the microscope for the rest of your life. So you want to be very careful not to get on that list. But if you are, then just know that your crypto and your ability to transact is at stake.
Do not buy uranium with your crypto, guys. It's
That's
a,
right.
it's a straight. You're on a list.
That's right. The only yellow cake you should be considering is lemon.
Damn, I just rocked myself from the show. How did
I did that too. I don't
How
know.
did that happen?
I don't know.
Jesus.
We just did that
Now
too.
all my video files are gone. Oh my god.
Aw.
But you talked about the cycles earlier. So where do you think are we in the, thinking of Bitcoin and the biggest scheme? Where on the timeline? I mean, there's the stock to flow model. Are you a believer in the stock to flow
It didn't really
model?
seem to pan out. I was a hoper. I had a lot of hopium that it
Yeah.
would play out, but it didn't quite play out. But I still think that there's going to be a supply shock, and then especially by the next halvening in 2028. I mean, I can only just there's only 21 million Bitcoin, fellas. I mean, there's just not enough. There's
Well, it's
not
probably
enough.
18 with 4 million lost. That's
Yeah,
less.
and it's, right now it's probably only 14 because there's only like
Yeah.
18 out there or something.
Yeah.
So I'm actually I'm gonna tell you, Joe, I'm surprised it's not already at $1 million each.
Yeah.
But I know it's gonna go in that direction, especially with like the big entities on Wall Street getting into crypto. Like it's a thing. It's here to stay forever. And it's everyone that's not in, they're just gotta have to start changing their tune. But we're in the right spot. I know we are. And Pulsechain has liquidity bonding to the Ethereum network and the Bitcoin network. And so when those go up, and those will, it's going to drag our network up with it.
That's what I see as well. Yeah.
If you could focus though on Pulsechain and Hex for a moment. We are going into our would you call this our second? I mean, we came in kind of mid-cycle. Would you call this our second cycle? This is our second full cycle about to begin.
For Hex, yeah.
Yep. That means in November, right? So in a month, aren't we going to be celebrating our 4th year here? Has it already become a fourth year?
Yeah, it's 4 years now in December.
So years.
4 whole years. So this would be the beginning, the cusp of our first cycle coming to an end.
Yeah.
And in Bitcoin terms, this is our second cycle, right? Already. Because we if we consider that we already went through the bottom effect and the stock to flow looks like it's turning blue, so wouldn't that mean that we're about to come into the halvening? The halvening would be our second cycle beginning. Is that correct?
I always look at the cycles like at the peaks of the bulls, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm like, so we launched in 2019 and we had the big cycle in 2021, and then then we went into the bear, and now we're mostly through the bear, and it feels like we're at the bottom of the bear. Yeah, look at this chart. It looks like we're kind of like right there at the bottom of the regression rainbow.
Yeah.
Which by the way, they added on some kind of ultraviolet, new portion to it to make it fit. But that's the way you do, because all these
They
things
added
are.
another layer
Yeah.
of.
They add
I mean,
another layer, just expand it a little bit. Yeah.
this is still Bitcoin, but the way we're moving right now, I definitely see similarities with this one here. I think it's going to play out like this: the halving in the middle,
Oh.
then it takes a little bit longer for us to go up again. Like, I don't really, because this had too many anomalies. This had the Bitcoin Cash split, then it had the Corona, like the COVID dip, which those were like black swan events, really. And here it's just gradually moving along, like in that cycle 2016, 2017.
And if you look at it from 2015
Yeah.
up to 2017, even
Yeah,
though that's like
it's
the
2
bottom,
years down here. Yeah.
it's still gradually
And-
increasing.
And we've got one, it's gradually going up. Exactly. So I
Yeah.
think that's the one thing I take from this is that I think the worst is behind us, and we're now going to see new lows. I mean, this crypto, everything is
okay,
possible.
so fuck this spaghetti code old grandma's coin.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what we are expecting for Pulsechain, shall we? Hex and Pulsechain, you put in your time there. We know that we're bonded to this, but what kind of performance, and not in dollar terms, but what kind of performance, maybe in X's, do you think we're looking forward to, Briz?
You know, it's a layer one, which, I mean, we can all agree that Ethereum should be worth more than Bitcoin just because of how much more it does. So I feel like Pulsechain is it's equal, like it's equal in the its utility, and that it can spawn just a million different use cases for itself. So, I always just say 1,000x is like, yeah, 1,000x minimum. Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
That's my opinion. I'm like, I don't know if it will go to 10,000x. I mean, it has the capability
It
of
has
going that high. I don't know if it will go that high, but the potential is obviously there. So, in my opinion, in the next bull run, I see a minimum of 1,000x, and we'll see where it actually ends up going. But I think I've been hearing the last couple days that a lot of Ethereum people are starting to move over to the Pulsechain. They're just actually now discovering their copies, was what I heard people talking about. And so I think in the next bull run, when the fees go way back up on the Ethereum side, people are going to start looking into the Pulsechain and start moving over, and maybe it won't have such a strong association with Richard Hart at that time.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of like, MIA a little bit. And so maybe people will be more willing to come over. They won't cut their nose off to spite their face.
So you're saying that Richard going MIA is a positive thing for the ecosystem versus a lot of people that are like so nervous, like, oh, come back to us, Richard, and disperse with the pearls of wisdom and help me do my onboarding just by looking at your videos. So you think that it's a positive thing that we're now on our own? We're forced to think for ourselves. Is that the deal?
I think it's a double-edged sword where he's going to attract a certain number of people, and he's also going to repel a certain number of people. And so having them here is going to be good for the people that want them here, and it's going to be bad for onboarding like a whole swath of people who just have egos the size of Texas.
Well, do you think that so vindication, what does it look like for Richard Hart and the group of us so that he could actually freely come back and not piss off the new people? Last time he settled out of court for $400, it didn't do him any good.
Right.
So, I mean, for 14 million, if he were to settle, could he come back and say, see, no harm, no foul, there's my pedigree to prove it, and people will still say, yeah, well, you're still a scammer or something like that, right?
You're a criminal because that's why you had to pay
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But Nado
Um,
has a good point here. It's all about the gas fees. So when we see that craziness
yeah.
happen again on the Ethereum side, then Pulsechain will be even more, because the last 2 years we could only talk about it, dream about it. Now you can actually see it and feel it for yourself, how cheap it is to transact on Pulsechain. So
You
that's going
know,
to be a different story, I think.
and the other problem too, well, not
Mm.
problem, but the other issue is that the Ethereum gas fees have been pretty reasonable. You know, like people aren't, it's not hurting people as much as it was. And so I think we got a bunch of people nowadays that, you know, don't remember those gas fees. And so they're like, hey, Hex is a lot cheaper on Ethereum. So I'm going to buy that one because if they both go up to 56 cents, this one is going to be worth, you know, almost twice as much as the P side.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people just kind of forget about the Ethereum gas fees.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
I got a tricky concept though. Think about this. Ethereum goes up to $10,000, $20,000. Gas
Yeah.
fees go up to 50 gwei, 100 gwei again. So it's just not reasonable to transact unless you're a big fish. And yet somehow we're going to see people spending $500 for a failed transaction, and it's going to happen soon. The question is, will it ever make sense when we have no like we have OX Coast, for example, but other than OX Coast and these new on ramps that will hopefully allow you to go right to Pulsechain, you always have to do the bridging, and the bridging has a fee. There's a toll on that bridge, man. There's a big old troll underneath the bridge, and he says, "Pay me my pieces of silver." So, I mean, is it ever going to be really super clear cut that Pulsechain, from a no corners perspective, makes more sense financially to get into for the X's versus staying on Ethereum, taking your lumps on gas, but getting X's as well, but not having to worry about this whole liability on bridging, fees on bridging, dogs coming and appearing, sniffing their masters for bridging. These things like this, is it ever going to be clear cut is my question.
I think the gas fees are going to outweigh the bridge fees because I think
Okay.
the bridge, well, but then again, you got to pay the Ethereum gas fee on the Ethereum side.
Yes.
So I think, I don't know, maybe it's just going to be people won't cash out until they get a sizable chunk that they
Oh,
feel is worth
okay.
it. And then
Maybe
they'll
that'll
just,
help appreciation then.
yeah, I think maybe you know they'll just take the hit, like hey, I put in this much, now it's worth this much.
Yep.
You know, I'll take the fee and get out of here, type of deal.
Right.
But or you know they'll have to learn to start using the coast guys.
Yep. Is that
And
Shadow
exit
your
that way.
penis or your dog's head? I can't
He
tell.
jumped. He just jumped
Oh,
up
there
on
he
my
is.
lap.
That was his ear. I
Look
see.
at the puppies.
How you doing, pup?
You like his
Well-
collar? He has a spiked collar.
Yeah, it seems
Ooh.
very warm and inviting. Absolutely.
He's a tough guy. He doesn't want
He
no one
is.
messing with him.
It's the spikes that give it away. Yes. So anyway, we have a 1 hour format
Yeah.
show, Briz, and please don't let this be
There it is.
the last. This is
No.
just the first. We'd love to have you on again because you're just such a, such a great personality to chat with, and
I appreciate that.
I feel like we're cousins since we've been doing this together.
For so long.
Indirectly so long. All three of us,
Yeah.
right, have been here for the entire duration of the entire ecosystem. So
I know. Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Have you been on those Evan Hangouts where Richard was on, or not? Because he used to join in on a few of those early ones.
I don't think I got on any of the ones with Richard
Okay.
because I don't think I've
They
ever
left-
asked.
They
DJ,
left you in the
DJ.
break.
DJ, ixnay on the Isology Bray and the Itchard Ray.
Welcome to the biz with Briss.
Richard specifically said,
Well-
get that maniac off of here.
Keep him in the break.
Yeah.
Anything to shill, Briz? Where can people follow you, find your fantastic artwork?
Mustache.
If anyone wants to get
Mustache.
upset by me, you can come follow me on Twitter. I'm usually talking trash, being a
Yeah.
low IQ idiot. So Brisology on Twitter if you guys want to come see some of my artwork. And yeah,
And maybe in the bear market also at the local McDonald's, asking you if you'd like to supersize that.
On
Let's
the
check it out.
Craigslist. Yeah.
I got my old work hat.
Mm.
All right. There you go.
Yo,
My old work
crypto
hat
bros.
coming back.
We're hiring.
Coming back, boys.
Do 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 do.
I'm loving
Brisology.
it.
Oh man, thank you very much for joining us, Briz. I've put your Twitter down in the description. Everybody follow Brisology. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We've got 55 people watching. Smash the like, subscribe to the Discord Syndicate, the oldest running Hex channel on the YouTubes. You know,
we're
this
the
is
oldest people and the oldest.
and we're the
running-
only show left running. Like, who else is still streaming on the like, there is an effing hangout off and on. There is chatting with the captain off and on. What else is there? There's the Mexicans, the
Furu Finance just came back. He
yeah, but
left
he's not
for
on
a while.
DS. There's Peter's Slovak show on a Sunday. That's a big hit.
That's a big hit.
That's still happening.
You know,
And
we're, you know,
HEX, that's the name. HEX.
you know what the real
Mhm.
sad thing about YouTube is
Yeah.
that I'm watching YouTube. Like I don't have cable TV anymore. I
That
got
is
like
sad. Yeah.
I got channels on YouTube that I like to watch, you know, like every Saturday morning I watch Corridor Crew because they do this whole like visual effects thing. But eventually all these YouTube channels one day they're just gonna be gone. And you're probably not gonna even remember that you are watching them. They're just gonna disappear one day. And I kind of find that kind of sad. You know,
Well,
like
by then we'll have our own satellite link up. There'll be another way to get through things, and communities will just migrate to where they can. Freedom of speech cannot be capped once it's
Well,
let
it's
out of
just
the
No
bottle.
breaks. We just go back to D Live.
like the thing is that I used to
Live.
like see a bunch of like streamers and then
Yeah.
like they just all of a sudden don't stream anymore. Like for
Yeah.
example, Barely Crafty.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yes. He had great
Yes.
videos on the
Disappeared.
YouTube.
Or remember
Well-
that one guy that lived in the island somewhere?
Mhm.
He always wore like button down shirts. He was on here a lot. He's just gone. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh man, people
Yeah,
just
but these are
disappear.
people that choose for one reason or another to move on with their
Yeah.
lives. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
But-
not that the movement has stopped or the
No,
the
but
platform
that's
is
what-
gone.
But it's so sad because I liked watching those people and now they're not here no
Well,
more.
there's a little bit of crafty in every one of us, and it can be
Like, Barely
alleviated by
Crafty-
using Senna to wash it all out. I'm just kidding.
Like Barely
I know that
Crafty-
Barely Crafty is watching the show right now. By the
Yeah.
way,
Heck yeah.
Shout out to
I
Barely
I just want to say I really loved his filter
Mm.
that he had on his camera.
Yes.
where I think
He
he was
took
like
a lot of
black and
pride in
white.
his setup. Yeah,
he
that's
did.
Yeah.
He really meticulous. I would.
And
call
he
him.
still has, if they're still up, great videos on YouTube. If you're into setting up staking ladders, he breaks that down really well.
I'm just
Yes.
saying, I miss you, Barely Crafty. I want
Yeah.
you to come back.
Come back.
Wow, Barely Crafty's biggest fan. After
Yes.
myself.
Barely Crafty's biggest fan.
Yeah.
All right, and we're going to take us out with Freddie Quotes' latest banger, super smacker of his hit, and we see you guys
It's
on
a
the
good
next
one.
Salute. It's a very good one. Let's